Hey, welcome back to The Dive. Today on the show, we have the CEO of Pegasus Resources, Chris Timmins. Chris is joining us today to share his thoughts on the current trends in the uranium market, and he's going to fill us in on all the exciting work that's been happening over at Pegasus Resources. Hey, Chris, welcome to The Dive. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Sandra. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Okay, so Chris, let's start off with this. What current trends are you observing in the uranium market, and what factors might be contributing to these trends?
The trends we're seeing is an increasing supply problem. More and more nuclear reactors are being brought online, more and more are being restarted after shutdown, and we're just seeing a growing supply deficit. With all these new reactors that are being planned, like there's over 300 reactors planned to be built over the next decade plus, and 48 of them are currently in construction. That's a lot of uranium we're going to need, and it's coming in like that. Demand is coming like really fast here, and the market doesn't have it. So I expect to see a lot of more price has to increase is really what it comes down to meet this demand. We need to bring on more projects, and for more projects to be brought on, we need higher prices. So I think what we're seeing here is the start of a bull run, and we could see uranium prices getting much higher than they are today over the next decade. So I really love uranium. It's one of my favorite commodities to be involved in. Pegasus is in the right spot here, in my opinion. Like I said, just from the fact that the supply demand ratio is just getting more of a spread all the time. And we haven't even included the SMR demand that's coming up. Over the next 5 to 10 years, the demand from SMRs it's not accounted for in anyone's numbers. It's only just starting to even be discussed over the last few months. So I think we're in for a very long-term bull trend for uranium prices specifically.
Okay, so you said you love uranium. I was just wondering what drew you to the uranium sector in the first place?
Honestly, the long-term bull trend. When you look at what we have going on, like the world's trying to decarbonize, we're going through an energy deficit. Like there's more countries right now having problems supplying just the basic electricity needs for their population. And honestly, nuclear is going to be needed to step in and fill that gap. As we bring on more renewables, we're going to have to increase our baseload power. And in my opinion, nuclear is going to be one of the avenues we take to fill that supply gap for all this energy we need. So I think uranium is just a great spot to be. And that's really what drew me to it, is the long-term outlook for uranium. It's one of those commodities right now that it's got the tailwind at it. And I think it's going to be a great place to be for Pegasus Resources and investors in general over the next decade plus.
Okay, now let's talk a bit about your projects. What significance does the receipt of the Pine Channel Mineral Exploration Permit hold for Pegasus Resources, especially in terms of advancing the Pine Channel uranium project?
Oh, we're very excited to get this drill permit. This is going to be Pegasus Resources' maiden drill program into uranium assets. So it's pretty big news for us. We're very excited over here at Pegasus to receive this permit. We're going to take this permit. We're going to be going out and drilling our project. We've got a 2.5 kilometer trend that we can pick drill targets from. So we've got a nice trend there to select some drill targets off of. The property itself has actually had 7 anomalous uranium drills in the past. So we've seen uranium on the property already 7 times with past drilling. Denison Mines in 1979 drilled the property, and they had 3 hits with uranium. And in 81, they came back and reconfirmed those numbers by drilling some more holes, and they came back with 4 more holes that showed uranium. Now, all this uranium we're seeing so far on these historical drills was above the basement. We're going to go in and drill into the basement. That's where the exciting stuff's been taking place in the Athabasca Basin for the last few years, is obviously looking for these uranium deposits that are basement hosted. We tend to see higher grades down in the basement than we do above. So we're pretty excited to see what the basement holds for us here at Pegasus Resources.
Could you elaborate on the concerns voiced by the local First Nations communities regarding the exploration at Pine Channel? And how is Pegasus addressing these concerns through the conditions set in the permits?
We received our permit here from the Saskatchewan, and obviously we had to have our First Nations consultations. Pine Channel is a culturally important area to the First Nations in the Athabasca Basin. So really, they just ask us to respect that. They ask us to come in and respect the land, do communication and consultations with them, just basically treat them like they should. Let them know what we're going to be doing on the land, when we're going to be doing it. Obviously, be respectful, which entails just cleaning up after ourselves, not being a mess. And really, they're really easy. They've been great to deal with, honestly. We did have this permit originally back in 2022. So we went through a lot of the steps back then. So getting this drill permit was really just an extension of what the work we did back in 2022. The one thing we do have to be aware of is every July there is a pilgrimage in the Pine Channel area. So through July, they just ask that we just not be active in the area while they're doing their cultural events, which we're more than happy to accommodate. So honestly, it's been a great process for us getting this permit, and we look forward to continue working with the First Nations.
How did the findings from the 2023 ground program at the Golden Project compare with the discoveries made during the 2020-2021 exploration programs?
We just went up and we collected 29 samples here in the last run at Punch Bowl. We haven't had the assays come back yet. We're probably about 4 to 6 weeks away from seeing these results. But we were very happy with the work that we saw up there. That they did see a few more trends that we're going to have to follow up on in the future. So there is some interesting stuff they found. We're still waiting on our final reports, obviously, for all that. But it was very encouraging, and we look forward to getting back onto the project in 2024 summer and maybe do some more sampling up there and try to get this project moved forward into drill-ready status.
Now, from your view, what sets Pegasus apart from other uranium explorers?
Another thing that really makes Pegasus stand out, in my opinion, is that we have a historical resource estimate over at Mawsey Lake. It's a historical estimate, so it is non-compliant, but we have 535,000 pounds historical estimate for uranium over in Mawsey Lake project. So I think that's one thing that really makes us stand out, is actually having some uranium. Obviously, we'll have to bring that into compliance, and we will do that into the future. But I think it's a great standout, and not everyone can say they have that. Another great thing we have is an attractive share structure with only 15.5 million shares outstanding and 222.5 million fully diluted. I think it's a very attractive, and it'll be great to entice new investors into the Pegasus company. And the other thing is we have a great experienced team. Our management team has decades of experience, which we leverage to the max all the time. And we've got a great retail base. Our investors on the retail side are great. We're constantly in communications with them, doing outreach and just sharing what's going on with the company every chance we get. So I think really what just makes Pegasus stand out at the end of the day is our assets, their location, the management team we have here at Pegasus Resources, and our shareholder base, which has been really great to us over the last 6-7 months.
Okay, so lastly, before we let you go here, Chris, are there any upcoming milestones or events that investors and shareholders should look forward to in the near future from Pegasus Resources?
We are doing some more work down in Utah, so expect to see some news about our Utah property over the next few weeks. Once we get everything finalized, obviously, we'll news release that and let the markets know what we're up to down there. We're also, of course, we just got our permit for Pine Channel, so expect more news to follow up on that as we go into the new year, with anticipation of us commencing our drill program in the winter of 2024. So probably around January, February, March, we'll be up in Pine Channel and drilling that property.
Okay, sounds great, Chris. Well, thank you so much for coming on today and giving us the update on Pegasus. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
You too, Cassandra. Thanks.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider hitting that subscribe button below me there so you don't miss out on the next one. Bye.